head, your balls and your word, man or woman. All you got is your balls and your word. If you don't got no balls, you ain't got no word. That means that if you don't stand up on the truth and you willing to die for what you know, not to die for what you believe in, that's the bullshit that's been taught. I'm just saying. It's trying to come out the fucking closet. Fucking bullshit. So I'm doing both of my channels right now. I'm doing kNOw and I'm doing Cold Day for You. You don't have to rush it there. Everybody come to see. You doing your thing, huh? You making it look good. Make the movie look good. You know what I'm saying? With ICU News, Weasel News, you Weasel News, watching you weasel like a fool, making news. And this dude here, he just straight up throw it off. He don't just do the boat. But it off him. But he'll rank 120 something and he ain't doing too much of nothing. So we're gonna start this day off as straight as I know what straight is when I say I know what love is, and I know what love is, being the creator of love unconditionally, the feeling, the creator of all that has been created and all that will be created, because it is the creator that will be and shall be and create out of love unconditionally for all. When I say again, for all that has been created, consciously thinking. For the creator to last forever. Period. How can you last forever unless the creators that created you are in you forever? I'm just saying, until you leave here. But once you're here, you have a conscious thought. Don't think that after this over with, that's all. No. Really, this is just the beginning. I say it again. Really, this is just the beginning. Because the Creator has no beginning or no ending. Because the Creator was created out of nothing but a feeling of being alone. I'm just letting you know the truth is. So you can finally know something on your own. So you can finally say that you own something that's real. And it's the truth. That you stand alone with the Creator in you. Think about it. Truth is in you to come out of you. Everything is some bullshit that was taught to us as children. When you sit there and look at my book, my first book, gonna be Why I Owe You. I'll say it again. Why I Owe You. 4 letters. Why I Owe You. I'll say it again to you. Why I owe you. Why I owe you. Why do I owe you? When we all were born here, an empty glass, waiting for the truth. And the truth is, where did the bullshit come from? Where did I owe you come from? When we all was born here free. Where did I owe you come from? It came from some human being here. I'm here in Houston, Texas, dealing with the aftermath of shitty ass Hurricane Harvey. What a name. And I'm sitting here tripping off of old Harvey. Tripping off of this whole little thing. I'm about to call my father up though, talk to him, tell him a few things.
We are unable to complete your call at this time. Please try again later.
No podemos completar su llamada en este momento. Por favor, intente de nuevo más tarde.
Message 12.
Listen to some music. They can lay up there and copyright whatever the fuck you want. That stuff they can't listen to no music because some copyright bullshit. I can make phone calls. Nobody want to talk to me.
Thank you.
Got bitch closed. Boy, y'all just don't know. 211.
Houston 911, do you need medical, police, or fire?
I know. I was trying to find out who do you call for the hotline? 211. I'm sorry, 211. 211, right? For as far as like you need someone to talk to dealing with being in this Katrina thing. I mean not Katrina. This. Yeah, can't even think of the dang on boy name.
Oh, Harvey?
Yeah, man. Cause I'm in Harris County, but I ain't Spanish nothing like that. But you know, I just need somebody to talk to. Like, yeah. So that must mean 211.
Well, hang on. Give me 1 second.
Cause man, I'm seeing all what people are doing for people, but when you're looking at the way this thing is looking, man. This is man-made bullshit, man.
Well, they've set up some bonds for people like yourself. Are you looking to speak to like a counselor about the issue?
A counselor about the issue, because I basically explain a little bit to you for a few seconds. All right, my thing is, man, I done been through hell and back dealing with medication, and then to go through this here after going through Katrina, to go through this again, and to know that the medication didn't work. The medication made it worse, man. But this is what's going to be given to basically everybody to make them docile to what's really going on. And it's horrible, man, what's happening here with this, man. And I'm like, it's nothing that I can do when I know the truth. All that has happened to me, man. It's like, wow. And especially when you look at where I'm at, was supposed to be flooded out. Lights and everything was off for everybody. And none of that happened to me. Because like I was telling the guy that was saying that I need to get out because I'm in a wheelchair. Like I told him, you can't run or hide or duck from when it's time for you to go. I had already done died 4 times, I know. So therefore, when I didn't go nowhere from this here and told him that he leave, I'm going to be all right. But he going to be the one stranded. No one wanted to believe me when I was saying all this. And that's exactly what happened. And this is what's going on right now. Those plastic containers wasn't created for nothing, bro. Listen to me carefully. Those plastic containers wasn't created for nothing, man. So the next hurricane is the one that's going to do us all in, man. Because if you look at the Holocaust was almost just like this.
Well, give this number a shot. Call this number. Try calling 1-800.
Okay.
985.
Okay.
5990.
1-800-985-5550. All right.
5990.
Sure, hold on me. See, cause I'm illiterate, man. I can't read or write, and now I'm realizing that people took advantage of me not being able to read or write because of everything that I'm starting to see. All right,
Let me transfer you over there.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot, and you have a nice day, bro.
You too.
Some bullshit, man. We don't come together. We're gonna die together, just like in the motherfucking Holocaust. They ain't creating fucking plastic containers for nothing, people.
Helpline, a 24/7 crisis and emotional support hotline for people experiencing distress or other mental health concerns related to any natural or human-caused disaster. Para español, oprima el número 2. All other callers, please stay on the line for the next available counselor. Please stay on the line.
Go on, people. It's not bad. What am I
Thank you for
got?
calling the Distress Helpline, a 24/7 crisis hotline for help with any natural or human-caused disaster. A counselor will be with you shortly.
Oh.
Disaster Distress Helpline.
Man, I'm like this here. You are the woman that I need to talk to when I'm in distress, simply because of I was put in distress by people, and I'm here in Houston, Texas, Harris County area. Is this the number? This is the number that I call, right?
What kind of disaster are you facing?
When I say I'm facing a disaster, to know that there isn't no one to really be there to help me out mentally.
Oh, okay. You're needing mental support.
See what I mean by me? When I mean by you don't have no one that's gonna help me mentally. There isn't not a person there that's not doing exactly what they was taught to do. Am I right or wrong?
Oh my gosh, you must feel so alone.
But am I right or wrong, sweetheart?
Would you be interested in some numbers for like emergency centers or the Houston Red Cross?
That is it. I don't need none of that. I need to talk to someone like you or someone that I can talk to. If it's gonna be a supervisor, I need to talk to someone that listening to what I'm saying.
We can talk for a little bit. My name's Kate.
Okay, now, Kate, now I appreciate you, Kate, for even saying what you said, because when I say to you, Kate, just for you saying we can talk for a little bit, is you telling me already you don't have the time. So let me explain to you about time. One thing about death, you can't duck it, hide, or run from it. Am I right or wrong?
What was your question?
I said, just like you just said that you can talk to me for a little bit. That was your way of telling me you didn't have time. I'm just telling you the way that a person would take what you're saying to them when they're in a crisis like I would be in if I didn't know what the truth is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry if that makes you feel
I know
like
I know you're sorry, sweetheart, because you wasn't taught no better. You were just taught a way to just treat people just like their numbers. You see what I'm saying, ma'am? Because we wasn't taught to really, really feel each other as we all are one, being created by a divine creator. Am I right or wrong, ma'am?
um, your call definitely matters to us.
Okay, so
Do you want to tell me
okay, so if my
what's
call,
going on?
okay, so if my call does matter to you, it's almost like how much does it matter to you for you to say that you can only talk to me for a little bit if I end up needing someone to talk to me for a lot of bit. You see what I'm saying, ma'am? See, that's go to show you how we're not being
Would you be
sympathizing and empathy to the people, and that's your job. And your job is to talk to someone that's in a distressful position, not to tell them that you can only talk to them for a little bit. Am I right or wrong? Hello?
if you want? I'm right here. If you want, I can help you locate them online.
Okay, like I said
Um,
again, can I speak to a supervisor? Because I'm right. I'm not holding back no punches on nobody. Never again. Now that I know the truth is within us, as us being people all together here, being here for one another. You see, but we're not. We all about a paycheck. We all about what we can get out of a person. So like I was just saying, sweetheart, I appreciate what you did for me so far, but I want to speak to a supervisor now.
okay, hang on for a second, please. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna transfer you.
Okay. Now, y'all all heard that. Y'all all heard that. I was transferred to be hung up on. So, like I said again, and that was supposed to be a stress hotline number. I'm not playing no games with people no more, because I am one of the people. We can't do this to each other no more. Look at what's going on, people. We're being treated like sheeple. We're being treated like cattle. We're being corralled around to be slaughtered. Listen, the truth is the truth. Period. Fuck all the bullshit. And for that woman to hang up on me after I should have been able to speak to someone higher up than she is. Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk to somebody higher up than she was to explain to them exactly what I was going through. And y'all heard it for yourself. It is what it is. The truth is the truth. The empathy, the compassion, the reciprocity, it's all on you. Love unconditionally the feeling the creator of all for you to even feel anything. Is that heartbeat that's beating with that magnetic rotational pull of this earth pulling you into tomorrow out of today. But you have to finish today first. But the love unconditionally, the feeling will never stop until you stop the love to start the hate. This is messed up. Y'all just heard me call a hotline and be hung up on. It's messed up to say that we people here. How can you say that you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, and you treat the person like you, next to you, around you, like they beneath you? It's bullshit, people. We was taught to be stupid ass fucking sheep. We was taught not to know shit. Y'all just heard what just happened to me. Live on the internet. And we know her name. And I'm about to call the news up and put them on YouTube too. I ain't playing no games. I'm gonna put everybody that can lie to me, I'm gonna put on YouTube, cause I'm illiterate and I can't do no better. Nah. I'm calling back to 911 because they're gonna pass me through to them. Yep. I'm sorry to call you guys back, but I had called you guys to have a special emergency, and I was trying to get 211, and the guy passed me in through to the emergency number to talk to someone, and I was talking to someone, but this someone told me that she could talk to me for a little bit, and I explained to her what a little bit could really be for somebody that would need to talk to her for a lot of bit, could easily be that would push that person over the fence, right or wrong.
Okay, so do you have an emergency?
The emergency I was having when I was talking to her and I asked her to talk to her supervisor after she had pushed me off like that, she hung up. She hung up. Now, I'm one of the victims. I'm out here right now in Harris County in Houston, Texas, and I'm one of the people that came here from Katrina, ma'am. You see what I'm saying?
Sir, but this is Houston 911. Do you have an emergency?
No, man. That's what I was.
Do you need a police officer?
No, sweetheart. I appreciate you saying this to me. Yes, no, ma'am. I don't need a police officer, but the police officer that I talked to earlier, the dispatcher that I talked to earlier when I called and I was destroyed, like I was talking. Well, I'm trying to keep like, but I was talking. I was talking like but I was trying to explain to them that I need to talk to someone mentally, and that's when he had me transferred over to the person that I was talking to, and that's when that happened. But no, what I was just doing, what I was saying, it was possible that I could get back to that same on transfer, because I did want to speak to.
I don't know who you was transferred to. What's going on, sir?
Okay, they sent me to a 911 emergency number that you can call, where you can speak to someone when you're having a crisis. And
okay, all right, okay. Now that I know, one moment, sir. I'm gonna transfer you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one moment.
Wow. We all in a rush. Everybody in a rush to get where. Cause I want to know how is it possible that we can find out.
Okay, that number not working. Okay, one moment, sir. Okay, stay online, one moment.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you still there? Okay,
yes,
one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see if I have a, because you want to speak to someone about you having a crisis, is that correct?
I want to speak to someone I'm having a crisis. Then I want to speak to someone too about how are they screening the crisis people that's supposed to answer the crisis hotline numbers. Because we don't have no empathy or no compassion for each other no more. And how could you say you love God and believe in Jesus and all that bullshit?
Okay, sir, let me give you the number to the CIT.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Hold on, the pending one, right? I got nothing. Okay. 7. 713 247 4438. And I appreciate it kindly, man. You have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Like I said again, people, we fucked up. We ain't. It's just a word. It's just a word. Love is just a word. Love is just a word. It's just a word. That's all it is. It's just a word. Because people lie. Numbers don't. And the only words you can ever say in vain is if you were to tell somebody you love them and you don't feel the same. When they find out that you lied to them about you love them, it could change their whole world to the point where they don't want to be in this world. Because that's how deep somebody can really love you, not knowing what love really is in them, working through them, for them, to go. Look at all them numbers, babe. All my numbers add up for me to know. 01 27 19 69, and that's in the 4 sequel. I can give you 4 periods of your life. I can give you 4 words beginning with L, ending with E, that sums your life in 4 stages. I can give you 1 word, 4 letters, and it happens to be the Creator's original name before man changed it, saying that it's too weak. They said that the Creator's name was too weak. That's why they changed it to saying God is love, instead of love is love. I'm just telling y'all the truth. God is good, instead of good is good. I'm just telling y'all the truth. We were taught to believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. You was taught that it's your birthday when you were just born here. Wouldn't the correct way of saying that there would be happy born day to you? Because you didn't do no work to deserve a fucking day. Your mama did all the fucking work for you to be here. So why did you get your mama's birthday? Let me tell you why you got your mama's birthday when you were just born here. After she put in all the work for you to get here. It was wrong. But your mom had to give you her birthday as a consolation prize to you, because you wasn't even was born to you. You was born to United States of America's Corporation. That's how you end up with a birth certificate, a social security card. We all numbers, baby. We all numbers. And it is what it is. Can't hate it. Because I'll tell you like this. Hate is too heavy on the heart. Why hate the only thing that's smart? And that's your heart. Don't hate with your heart. Don't hate at all. So like I said again, hate is too heavy on the heart. And the heart is the only thing that's smart. It don't need nothing heavy on it. It's all the love. I dislike a lot of things, but I don't hate nothing. Because most of the things that people do, they were taught to be stupid. It's not a pass, but it's the truth. When you look at most people that's taught to be smart, they stupid. And then you look at smart people. They're just smart because they didn't want to be stupid. Stupid is what stupid does, and most stupid people know they do stupid shit. But I love you more than you love you, because I know the truth and you don't. And a lot of y'all love being stuck on stupid. But let me tell you about yourself. Some of y'all are stuck on stupid, don't want to be straight because y'all know that straight gonna show y'all been stupid for a long time. And a lot of y'all just don't want to look at yourself in the mirror looking that stupid. But the truth is the truth comes from the Creator. And sometimes the truth hurts. But no pain, no gain. You gotta let the lies go. See if I can put this on here somewhere. If I got an opening. Cause shoot. All I know I've been this is non-stop until I stop. I ain't stupid no more. And I know you or me. You gotta know. We gotta let the bullshit go, people. And realize we in this life together. Can't allow these rich sons of bitches treat us like sheep no more. We gotta really come together. And I ain't saying come together like that man and that woman. That's something special. Y'all, you must took that shit for granted. And just straight up turned the Creator's original name to just fucking plain old having fucking sex. Wow. Let's see what this is. New doctor's office, and they needed my prescription from Elizabeth T. And I couldn't, I don't have time to read it, but I couldn't read it all. So I ordered. Well, you mind if I put it on? I just said that. Got in the archive, baby. Just in case they want to let them do me wrong. Like one off that, but you turn the car up. I ain't gonna come out and fuck this shit. But thank you, we're back in the truth. It is just that the truth. And like I said again, I don't want to be putting all this shit on. I'm tired of all this bullshit. I'm tired of believing bullshit. So why I owe you? Why I owe you? Why? Bullshit, people. The bullshit. Ain't bullshit. By a certain amount of people. Crazy, but it's the truth. It is what it is. Do what it do. See what's happening next.
Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 20170, play. Copy to USB storage device. Button. Error. The USB storage device is not connected. CD-37857-0. Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 20170213065, play. Copy to USB storage device. Sort by. Button. Copy, delete. Grand Theft, delete. Delete. Grand Theft Auto.
Close my backup. Just in case they throw my shit out.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
damn fucking got this bitch. I just did that. why do y'all think there's so many different gods when there's only one creator? Ask yourself that question. Why do you think that there's so many different gods when there's only one divine creator? Why is the divine creator called God? Unless a man gave that title to the creator. Women, y'all the ones that gotta wake up. Y'all gotta realize never dug away. Y'all gotta realize that the never dug out ain't supposed to be just given away. I'll say it again. Ladies, y'all gotta realize that the nappy dugout is not supposed to be just given away so easily. That is the best part of you being whole, to be able to make another one or two of you in him. Mind, body, and spirit. You do it in God. Like this, I ain't afraid to die, people. But I never kill myself. If I gotta die because I'm telling the truth, so be it. The truth is the truth. But we all stand up for what the truth is within us. Believe it or not, they can't kill all of us. When the truth makes sense. Why I knew that's the reason why they ban out of certain countries. Why they do what they do to me. And why they fucking with the bullshit. I know that I won't stop, can't stop, will not stop until y'all stop me in this shit. But why? I'll say to any one of y'all that's listening to what I'm saying, why stop me? It's almost like, do you not understand, understand? Do you not get it? After you get finished fucking over all the fucking people with the bullshit that you're doing, you next. They can't have you hanging around to be able to tell a story like this story of how you killed off a nation of people. You next. How stupid is that, just to get a little piece for now? What happens to your child's grandchild? You next. If you notice that way back in the 60s, black people had dogs sick on them. Did you notice in the 2000s, white people had pepper sprayed on them? I'm just saying, people. Who's doing what to who? We doing each other the bullshit, and the ones at the top is laughing while we killing each other off, and they just gonna sit back and clean up after we get finished this shit. Why you think they made these games so fucked up? We're always going against each other, never coming together. Do you know the reason why we have 2 hands, 5 fingers on each hand? Because the Creator have none. The Creator decided to be in the greatest creation of all us, the conscious thinking human, to get anything done. It's mind-boggling, people. We kill each other, that ain't nothing. But all y'all say y'all love God and Jesus. Bullshit. Y'all know it. Came and finished my game. What we gonna do, people? We gonna allow these people to kill us just like in the Holocaust? Don't think those plastic cans were created for nothing. It's who gonna be put in them is the top and bottom line. Those of you who working on the glaciers and making the glaciers crack off and go into the water and shit, that's some bullshit. You know there's a machine that's making all this shit happen. If you part of it happening, that's the bullshit, man. What makes you think that they're gonna allow your family to know what you know? The bullshit that you do gonna die with you when it's your time to go. Because you're gonna be the one that fucked up the world. Know that, and no one else will know. But you'll know. It's fucked up. streaming because it ain't too much you can really do. Y'all can only believe what y'all want to. I don't want you to believe me, I want you to know. What would be my move to tell y'all some lies? What would be my game? If I wanted to be famous, y'all would be seeing me, y'all wouldn't be seeing Grand Theft Auto. I have my key in my mouth. I be shyly dressed. Because I would have a material motive. I would want to be getting paid. I would want to. But once I start coming out, I'm not coming out because I want to get paid. I want y'all to know. I want y'all to know the truth for yourself. The reason why you go. Why I owe you.
word of warning, partner. The ID business is at maximum capacity,
Everything.
so you'll need to unload some bogus documents before you can print any more, or, like, make a profit, okay? Comprende? Sell something! LJT out.
fake ass tools, that they're fake. But we ain't no fake nothing. We are real people. The poor body. This every nationality here in this world. Over here. How did they even think that that's possible? America got every nationality that there is on this planet is here in America. We got a mixture of everyone here in America. And for them to try to pull some bullshit off here in America like the Holocaust, the world shouldn't even much allow that to happen. The world should see exactly what's going on. But our government got so much power over people. We gotta stop this shit. This is bullshit. Just like on the news. Great trees.
Sometimes just taking cargo out of the rigged economy isn't enough. Sometimes you've really got to stick it to the globalists, too. Take a plane and do a bombing raid on some rival traders. Then get their cargo and bring it to the hangar.
Hello, Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help you? Thank you, sir. Your spectacular aircraft is now ready for you at our nearest airfield.
cargo's in the cargo bay. That's what it's for, as you know, because of course you put it there. Epsilonists, Ponzi scheming sadists playing on the sad and desperate, or helpful folks who've actually met our alien overlords? That's an exciting debate for another day. The cargo's loaded into one of their aircraft at the Rockford Hills Center. You get past security, you get it, and you get back.
Merriweather Security Consulting. How can I help? Your Merriweather Air Team is on its way.
We are here to help. Latest whoever's giving you trouble.
The cargo's in the car. Okay, this cargo is about to move out. But not if we've got something to do with it. These guys have a bunch of crates ready to go on a rooftop. Take the chopper, land just down from where they are, then take them out and search the crates for what we need. That's how it's... I got this one. A chopper carrying what we're looking for just went down. All you need to do is find it and pick up the cargo before the Mexican mafia does. Easy, right? Yeah? Real easy.
on the clock. What you want? Some wheels? I'll bring it by.
Hey, old girl.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Good.
Okay. Checking on you. I'm at work. See how you feeling and doing. Okay. I'll see you when I get off.
Alright, sweetie.
Hopefully I'll have something by then.
No problem.
All right then, baby.
Alright, baby.
Later.
Hey.
Hello, you're through to Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help? Your beautiful new aircraft is waiting at our nearest airfield. We hope you're very happy, sir.
Merryweather might be an army without a country, but it does have the cargo we're chasing in a fighter plane. So how about you take another fighter plane, shoot them down, and collect the freight from the wreckage? That sounded easier in my head.
Hello, this is Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help? Great. The aircraft is waiting for you at our nearest airfield. We trust you'll be happy, sir.
I'm sorry, boss. I mean, partner. Boss.
Why, hello, how you doing? How can I help? I take it this isn't purely a social call. Of course not. You're in trouble and you need my help. No problem.
Excellent purchase.
They might mainly work government contracts, but that doesn't make Merryweather Security even nearly the good guys. Not like us. You've got the green light to resupply with some railguns they've got at Humane Labs. Take what you can and go back to the base.
Drop your weapon! Screw you! Get behind some shit! Total dead. On the floor! My partner's down! My partner's down! What's my name, bitch? I'm changing mag! Shit, dude! Find some cover! Find somewhere safe! We lost Trey! Let's finish this! You fucking idiot! Drop the fire! Let's take the man! My partner got hit! My buddy's been shot! Help! Asshole! Duck, everyone! Hijo de puta! I'm out of ammo! Hands where I can see it! I'm taking you down! Who's the man? You messed with the wrong guy!
owe you. When you think about it, shit don't make no fucking sense. Somebody else made the shit for somebody else. Now you owe somebody for some shit somebody else made for somebody else. Shit crazy. It's so crazy. It's so crazy it don't make no sense. And we rock it like it makes so much sense. This shit crazy and it don't make no sense.
Nice work. Your technicians are already breaking that down.
We rock this bitch like it make a lot of sense. I'm serious, this shit don't make no sense. Somebody called me 832-208-1498 and tell me something that makes sense. Because the shit that I can explain to you makes more sense than this shit could ever make sense. Because I already know it's coming from the creator that created all the sense to be made. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how could we be this stupid? How? Y-I-O-U. 4 letters. 1 word. Y-I-O-U. 4 letters, 1 word. Y-I-O-U. 4 letters, 1 word. Y-I-O-U. Why do I owe you? I breathe just like you do. Why do I owe you? For what I live in? Because for what I live in, I put in to you for what I live in. When I paid taxes, when I was working. So why do I owe you? Bullshit. I should just owe you for whatever you do for me to owe you. You're not doing nothing for me. room and board is supposed to be for free. The contribution that that person is supposed to be doing when he's living for free is giving back for free. Nobody should be having to do shit that they don't want to do. Everybody should be doing what they supposed to do, and that's help each other out. Just like what happened with this nigga name is. That's going to show you how much I worried about Harvey. Just like with the storm, the Hurricane Harvey. Like I told my boy, I'm worried about no hurricane, man. I'm not going to run from the hurricane either, because one thing about when it's your time to go, you're gone. But the thing about your time to go, they got somebody else that's making your time short. And if you are smart, you can see through this bullshit that's happening right now. All I want you to know is just be aware. You can't be afraid, because fear is false evidence appearing real. I got that from Cool Water, diving deep. And I was diving deep into what he was saying until I realized he was taught too. He was taught just like you. But the only difference with what I'm telling you is that it's the truth. It wasn't taught to me. It was given to me from the truth, being the creator of unconditional fulfillment. I'm just saying, truth is the truth, people. So y'all realize what's really going on? Y'all gonna be stupid in this motherfucking fairy tale. Y'all can think of bullshit if you want, but the truth is the truth. It's in you to come out. Because all you got to stand on, roll on, or however you live it on, is the truth in you to come out. And then it's on. Because on the real, we got to give up this lie. This lie got too many holes in it. Got too many holes in it for somebody not to see a hole in it. That's the lie right now. Crazy people. When you look at there's a certain amount of people who run this world in the ground. A certain amount of people who run this world in the ground. So I say again, my number is 832-208-1498. I want to know what you think. I'm telling you what the truth is. I want to know what you think. I don't want to hear no bullshit that you read out of no book neither. I want to know what you think from what you think, from what you've been through, from what the Creator did for you to know who the Creator is in you. To not have to believe all that bullshit that you was taught that's outside you. This bullshit. When I say bullshit, I don't mean fake shit. I mean real bullshit. I don't care who you gonna lie to you. Think about it. I'm just saying, people. Enough is enough. We've been the sheep for long enough. Let's really do something about it. Let's talk about it. Remember that song? Let's talk about it. Oh, yeah. So, it is what it is. Let's see if we can really go through a little music while we play this concept all over. Let's go. See, all I can say is this about old Bobby Kelly. R. Kelly is a very talented dude, but R. Kelly fights with not demons. R. Kelly just fight with just being a freaky motherfucker. Period. See, let me explain some things to y'all. And I'm turn it down some so I can explain this so y'all can really hear me explain some shit to y'all, so y'all can really have some shit explained to y'all for yourself. Now, when you sit there and you think about God, Jesus, the devil, and the Holy Ghost, let me enlighten you on the light that should be on in you to be lightened on. Those 4 men, where's the woman? Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. Where's the man? Where's the son? Where's the woman? That's 3 men. Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, and the devil. That's 4 men. 4 men. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, and the devil. Well, we just said the ghost could be anything. But still, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, and the devil. We'll say 3 men and anything. Anything is the woman. Think about that for a second. Is anything the woman? The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, and the devil. The Holy Ghost being anything. The Father and the Son and the devil. Where in the fuck is the woman? Now, when you look at, you might think that I'm insulting you when I say that we was taught to be stupid and you are as stupid as you was taught to be. You might think that I'm insulting you. Okay, if you think that I'm insulting you, here's a number that you can call and explain to me how I'm insulting you for being stupid as you are. Because I used to be stupid just like you too, until the truth became just what it is, the truth. And it came from the creator of me and you. And it is what the fuck it is. So, when you look at, we was taught, first of all, our birthday. How the fuck is it our birthday when we were just born? After the doctor cut your umbilical cord, you breathing not alone. You breathing on your own with the creator within you as an empty glass waiting for some truth. That's supposed to come from the balance between your mama and your daddy to be stored in you. But I feel sorry for you if you don't have a mom and a dad. But then you got to look at, too, the reason why you don't have a mom and a dad. If your mom is a freaking motherfucker or if your daddy a freaking motherfucker, it is what it is. That's why they're together in this motherfucker. Because they didn't know what the fuck they was doing when they was being freaking motherfuckers. Because they was going all against the grain dealing with creator love, unconditionally the feeling. It's a feeling that you're not supposed to experience with another human being here until you know that human being here is that human that you want to be with forever, creating a life form that's going to keep going till it goes out. Listen to me carefully. You're not ready for what's about to happen. I say it again. If you believe in the God and the Jesus and the devil and this being some kind of war between God, the devil, evil force, it's about evil, fucked up, stupid ass fucking people that want to be God. They God. Because they could never be the creator when they are destroying the greatest creations of all. From all living creations to the greatest creation of all. The conscious thinking humans living here all together, consciously thinking to the point where the point is there's nothing we couldn't do when we come together to do whatever. Because when you look at everything around you, The Creator within you created it all for you to enjoy, and then jumped in you and gave you life, free will, and your choices to love or hate. Everything else is bullshit that was taught to you to control you, because somebody just didn't want you to know you and the Creator within you in order for you to be a creator too. I'm just trying to tell you so you can know for you. That's only if you want to be straight. Because straight is only one way. And one way is the way that the Creator creates. And that's creating out of no material motive but for the creation. And the created to keep on creating good things to last as the Creator will last until infinity. That is the reason why love unconditionally is to infinity, because it is the Creator of all that has been created and will be created, even after we destroy all that was created for us to enjoy. So when you look at it, we all come from one divine Creator. Man changed the Creator's name into God, and all the different gods, and all the different bullshit, and all the different religions that go with all the different gods, and all the different bullshit. But the Creator love unconditionally the feeling that you stand alone with the Creator with until you become one with another one, meaning the opposite sex attract to come together, literally come together, meaning the man comes into the woman and the woman shoots out the baby. I'm just saying the truth is the truth, ain't no ifs and buts or maybes. That's the way that all life began. I'm just saying. Time do fly when you're having fun. But our time is almost done. If we don't change and not allow the circle that's been going around in this circle, this bad circle, because I explained to you the circle that's been going around in a circle, for it to come back around to the full circle. Slavery did happen. Hiroshima did happen. The Holocaust did happen. September 11th did happen. All of these things was man-made bullshit that happened. We witnessed it, and then it was being perpetrated that it was someone else that did it. Listen, people, and listen well. What they're about to do to the people here in the United States of America's corporation, they're about to destroy the product because the product is no longer used, no longer necessary. Meaning, if we don't investigate what the numbers are on the back of our Social Security cards, someone is going to get paid when we die, and it won't be our family. Let me tell you why. On the back of your Social Security card is a whole fucking bank number. We need to find out to what bank is that number connected to. Yeah, they're going to try to kill me because I'm saying the reason. 1, I haven't been in the hospital in 3 years. 2, I can wiggle my legs, but I can't really wiggle them like I want to do. But that's what happens when you have a car accident. But it is what it is. 2, I know the truth is just the truth. And it is the power that's in you. It is the reason why you go. And the only thing you need to know is you here with other people that should love you just like they love themselves.
The day after chemo, I got a trip back to the doctor's office, just for a shot.
And look, listen to the commercial. And mostly all your commercials is selling you something. It's either selling you some stuff or it's selling you some medication. Now, I go to a video since we on the truth today, baby. We on the truth heavy, hard. When I say heavy, hard. We need to lay up there and talk about some truth about this medication bullshit that we all eat up on. And it starts out like this.
But these efforts also fail. Today, psychiatrists tell us that the way to fix unwanted behavior is by balancing brain chemistry with a pill. Did they get it right this time?
They say you have a chemical imbalance of serotonin and dopamine, but there's never been a study to ever prove that, ever. It's just been indoctrinated into the culture and television advertising to the point where people now believe it is fact.
Despite this lack of evidence, psychiatrists will tell you that psychotropic drugs are just like mainstream medical drugs. Can this be true? The answer is that unlike a drug such
The lab thinks there's some mileage in breaking down a technical pickup with a minigun on the back. There's a high screw with the requisite. You've just got to get it off of them.
Measurable physical abnormality to correct. Here is evidence of a bacterial infection. Here is the psychiatric disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Here is a broken arm. Here is major depressive disorder. This is a brain tumor. And this is bipolar disorder. Which raises the question, how can you medicate something that is not physically there? The answer is, you can't. And furthermore, because psychotropic drugs are specifically designed to get past the body's natural defenses and into the brain, they can upset the very delicate processes the brain needs to ensure the body runs smoothly.
Every time you throw something into the system that's foreign to the system, you're creating imbalances elsewhere within the system.
The body changes as a result of taking the medication, so when you stop taking the medication, the body's got to change back to the way it was before, if it can, because it can't always. And in doing so, it disrupts the whole system.
This is what creates the sometimes serious side effects.
Paxil was the drug that gave me insomnia. I would cry very easily on it, and I completely lost my appetite within the first 2 days of taking it.
It didn't help me study. It didn't help me do anything. I didn't even want to do work because I was so sick. Psychmeds didn't help me at all. They made matters, I'd say, probably.
I stop right there to say this, people. It is what it is. I done tried every last one of these drugs that these people that lived there said, and by me not being able to read or write, they would give me anything that they wanted to give to me. It is what it is. But like I said to you, like I know now, the truth is what the truth is. Just as I said, it is what it is. IIWII World Grocery Store Network. I got it on my phone. I already know it's gonna work because people gonna help it with it. I'm just saying. Are y'all ready for me? I don't think so. But y'all think I'm playing. I ain't playing. I ain't playing lame. I'm giving y'all not the game. I'm giving y'all life. I was really straight, not just right. That's it.
Like 10 times worse for me, maybe even 20.
Only now I was further impaired by the medications, and I started having car accidents.
They put me on Zoloft, and it made me want to kill myself.
And I realized that those drugs were just destroying me. Even when I was on them, I realized that they were destroying me.
In spite of the crippling effects of their drugs, psychiatrists and drug companies have used them to create a huge and lucrative market worth billions. And they've done this by naming more and more of life's problems as medical disorders requiring psychiatric treatment. For example, shyness becomes social anxiety disorder. Loss of a loved one, major depressive disorder. homesickness, separation anxiety, suspicion, paranoid personality disorder, having ups and downs, bipolar disorder, distractibility, ADHD. This is why it is almost impossible for anyone to see a psychiatrist today and not be diagnosed with a mental illness. And a diagnosis of mental illness means psychotropic drugs.
When a patient goes into a psychiatrist's office and asks for help, probably 98, 99, 99.9%.
100%.
Receive a medication.
100%. I know.
These medications
100%
to cause over 700,000.
And I'm gonna fuck doctors up because I'm gonna end up putting some doctors on straight up front street because I'm going inside the psychiatrist's office. I'm gonna tell him the secret. I'm gonna tell her the
$1 trillion a year.
But I'm gonna get to find out exactly how psychiatrists really. I'm gonna get to find out exactly what psychiatrists really know.
What we really should be asking is, how did psychiatrists convince people that these problems were signs of mental illness? How did they use these illnesses to create a demand by doctors and the public for psychotropic drugs? And how did these drugs, with no known curative powers and a long list of side effects, become the standard treatment for every problem in life? Psychiatrists assert that they have made
this shipment won't be stolen for once. In fact, we're going to be given it if we can protect another outfit's shipment. So you take the weaponized plane and you fight off anyone who attacks. When the run is over, they'll give up the cargo we want.
Modern institutional psychiatry has depended on psychotropic drugging since its earliest beginnings in insane asylums during the 19th century. During that period, psychiatrists functioned almost exclusively as attendants, promising to cure the seriously mentally ill. But as they could not, they were not regarded by mainstream medicine as real doctors.
Other physicians considered psychiatrists as almost a doctor. Okay, because they weren't doing medical stuff. So to increase their status, they needed to become much more scientific.
They need to prove that this is a legitimate scientific field. This is a legitimate medical profession. So they start medicalizing everything.
To control behavioral outbursts amongst inmates, psychiatrists employed early psychotropic drugs, such as morphine and opium. But contrary to their claims, these drugs cured nothing and proved to be highly addictive. This led to a whole new generation of dependence, a solution far worse than the original problem. But the attempts to control objectionable behavior continued, and by the turn of the 20th century, phony cures for mental illness, such as heroin, could be found being peddled throughout the United States and Europe. Even psychologist Sigmund Freud played a major role in the creation of the cocaine industry in the Western world, writing many glowing articles promoting its use for spiritual distress and behavioral difficulties.
Freud, as a psychoanalyst, he, for a while, was promoting cocaine as being a panacea for all kinds of problems.
Freud later wrote,
"The psychic effect of cocaine moriaticum consists of exhilaration and lasting euphoria, produce no compulsive desire to use the stimulant further."
What Freud did not reveal was a significant conflict of interest involving two rival pharmaceutical giants, Merck and Park Davis, both paying him to endorse their respective cocaine extracts. Sigmund Freud's early psychotropic drug marketing campaign helped create a major cocaine epidemic throughout Europe at the turn of the century. Clearly, another happy pill would have to be found. It wouldn't take long. Psychiatrists in the first half of the 20th century next turned to amphetamines. As before, the hype subsided into unavoidable proof that the drugs not only were ineffective, but highly toxic and addictive. Each fad followed the same pattern. First, the drug would be hailed as a medical breakthrough for mental problems. Then increasing reports of serious side effects would trickle in. Finally, after years of denial, when psychiatrists and pharmaceutical companies could no longer deny the dangers of the drug, they would abandon it in favor of their next wonder drug. Though none of their drug therapies had ever proven to cure anything, psychiatrists continued their search for a magic bullet that they supposed would cure all. And in 1954, their dream, they believed, was realized with the introduction of psychiatry's first so-called miracle drug, chlorpromazine, better known as Thorazine. Originally designed and tested as a synthetic dye, then as an anti-parasitic in pigs, Thorazine was accidentally discovered to shut down human motor controls. One of the first papers promoting its psychiatric use stated the aim is to produce a state of motor retardation, emotional indifference, and somnolence.
Thorazine was considered the chemical lobotomy. Instead of cutting off the frontal lobes of the brain with an ice pick, you didn't have to do that kind of surgery. You could do it with a drug.
Thorazine proved so lucrative in immobilizing patients exhibiting unwanted behavior that its maker, SmithKline & French, organized a major promotional campaign around the drug, including paying influential psychiatrists as speakers, organizing media campaigns, and even producing national television shows, a prelude to the mass drug marketing we see all around us today.
Thorazine at that time was thought of as a miracle because it was able to reduce the symptoms of psychosis and schizophrenia at that time. They knew about it. It emptied all of the psychiatric housing units.
The campaign was wildly successful. SmithKline & French's income soared by over 500% in the following 2 decades, with Thorazine supplying over a third of the drug company's revenues in 1970. Eventually, an estimated
I can't bring it right now, boss.
people worldwide had been on Thorazine and drugs in its class, 23% more than the entire population of the United States.
Hello, you're through to Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help?
And the psychiatrists on its
Thank you, sir. Your spectacular aircraft is now ready for you at our nearest airfield.
But it wasn't long before Thorazine was revealed to have problems of its own.
Thorazine chronically led to really serious problems such as tardive dyskinesia, which is a movement disorder that's very, very bothersome. And supposedly it's irreversible.
The tongue darting, the muscle jerking, the eyes rolling back in the head.
Most people were sometimes permanently damaged by it. So they were going to have to live their life with this neurological problem that was actually created by the pharmaceutical industry with their medication.
Because Thorazine so hindered mental functioning, its use had to be limited to institutions. But with big money at stake, the race was on to discover a psychiatric drug that could be taken out of the institutions and into the hands of a much wider, vaster, and more lucrative market, the general public.
Since they were emptying the institutions of all these psychotic patients with the advent of Thorazine, now they had to find different ways to treat people. So what better way than to go into the community and have an office and bring in your everyday person, or your executive under high stress, or mama who's taking care of all the kids, and they needed some way to create a therapy for them.
In 1955, that drug was approved. Its name was Miltown, the first of the so-called minor tranquilizers. But to sell their new class of psychiatric drugs to the public, psychiatrists and drug companies first had to reposition them as working on a disease process, rather than just as sedating or restraining agents for undesirable human behaviors, as Thorazine had been. To do this, they began a marketing blitz on their colleagues, placing print advertisements in professional publications, such as the American Journal of Psychiatry. Prominent psychiatrists were then hired to spread the word to the rest of the medical field. Few knew that Nathan Klein, one of the most influential psychiatrists of his time, was being paid by the drug industry when he proclaimed that tranquilizers such as Milton were equal in importance to the introduction of atomic energy, if not more so. Free samples were shipped to psychiatrists and physicians to get patients started on the drug. A year later, the marketing robot hit the public, and Milltown soon became the first blockbuster psychiatric drug, not just for those incarcerated in an insane asylum, but for the mainstream public. Milltown was marketed to pregnant women, stay-at-home moms, and busy white-collar office workers, who called it executive excellent.
So it opened up the door for community-based mental health, whereby the psychiatrist could then have a role. So they became very closely associated with...
I'm sorry! I'm sorry!
And they were demanding as well to come up with better things for mom and pop and the executive. And superstar Hollywood actors were active. And soon, became a fashion to take some of these medications.
By the 1960s, 36 million prescriptions for Milltown had been filled in the United States alone, accounting for $200 million in sales, an amount unheard of at that time for any psychiatric drug. Milltown's success led to the introduction of many more psychiatric drugs aimed at the general public throughout the 1950s and 60s. One such drug was Valium. Launched to the delirious acclaim of psychiatrists and the press, Valium was so widely prescribed to stressed-out housewives that it even acquired a nickname, Mother's Little Helper. Lost amidst this hoopla was strong and well-documented early evidence that tranquilizers also came with serious, life-changing side effects.
MMI, we expect the unexpected.
By the 1962
I can do that.
Advisory Commission on Narcotic and Drug Abuse as more dangerous and addictive even than cocaine or methamphetamine, and fell quickly out of use. But the psychiatric community ignored these warnings. Pandora's box had been opened, and with their new pills, they were no longer caretakers of the insane. They were real doctors, administering drugs to patients. And their backward logic was, if the drugs did indeed shut down mental symptoms, weren't they therefore addressing some physical disease in the brain? Within years, this reasoning enabled psychiatry to undergo a profound change. Psychiatrists...
When the soldiers at Fort Zancudo aren't fighting trade wars, they're stockpiling so-called contraband to push on the sheeple. Well, some of them at least. Fly out to the base, drop in, take out any agents of the New World Order who get in your way, and get out. If you make any noise, we're in trouble. Real trouble. Okay? Good luck.
Revived the psychiatric community. It was the thing that put them back where they were earning money again.
Business was going so well that a group of prominent psychiatrists met in Puerto Rico in 1967 to lay out the expansion of psychotropic drug use for the year 2000. According to organizing psychiatrist Dr. Wayne O. Evans,
psychomedication is now an accepted way of life, and the search for the just right pill has become the goal for many people.
Wow. By the early 1980s, Valium had become the most widely prescribed drug of any kind in the Western world. In 1978 alone, nearly 2.3 billion tablets sold, enough to medicate 1/2 of the world population. The business of psychotropic drugging had gotten so out of hand that at a 1979 hearing on the use and abuse of benzodiazepines, one United States senator commented that
the whole pitch appears to be to sell, market, sell, and market.
But bigger things were yet to come.
The next drug that became a rage was Prozac. And of course, Prozac was not for anxiety, but for depression. And all of a sudden, the diagnosis of depression starts multiplying. The number of people who are diagnosed as being depressed starts multiplying substantially.
Prozac was released amid great fanfare, with tales of miraculous recoveries, sick minds made well, and ruined lives restored.
Being paralyzed.
And all with almost no side effects or addiction.
All that bullshit. Doctors should be, all y'all doctors should be stuck with y'all shit.
Also pitching
y'all see how bad y'all shit is.
With little downside.
Y'all need to be shot. Y'all need to shot with y'all need to shot y'all own shit.
For pharmacology.
Y'all do.
In a bold and effective marketing coup, the world was told that these new antidepressant drugs were not just for the depressed, but lifestyle drugs for a choose-your-mood society. But almost immediately, evidence emerged that claims of universal safety and effectiveness were far from the truth.
The adverse side effects of this class of drugs include things like sexual dysfunction, agitation, facial involuntary movements of the face. Some of the psychiatrists in their books describe the tongue darting in and out of the mouth as an adverse side effect of pesticides drugs.
Within 10 years, staggering details of side effects such as violence and suicide could no longer be ignored, with an estimated 3.9 million adverse events on Prozac alone. Black box warnings alerting the public to significant risks of violence and suicide were issued, once again against loud protests from drug companies and organized psychiatry. But when the patents of antidepressants expired, just as predictably, psychiatrists and drug makers finally admitted the truth. But now they claimed here was a new scientific breakthrough that would change everything. A new class of drugs called the atypical antipsychotic, newly approved to treat both schizophrenia and a then obscure mental disorder dubbed bipolar disorder. Suddenly, the diagnosis of bipolar disorder became the rage, with diagnosis rates soaring by thousands of percentage points in a matter of years.
What is clear is that the patents run out, and the drug companies are always looking to maximize their profits, so they research new drugs, and they can keep them patented for about 17 years and charge monopoly prices, and then when the patent wears off, often the next one comes along.
Soon, however, atypical antipsychotics, like all their predecessors, were revealed as having crippling and even deadly side effects, such as obesity, diabetes, and even heart problems, along with questionable efficacy and almost certain dependency.
Pharmaceutical companies are trying to get away from the old style thorazines and into the new antipsychotics, and we know that they're no better. So today's new and improved antipsychotic is no better than the old thorazine, which was the miracle drug for psychiatry.
Today, the same cycle continues, with breathless news coverage of new chemical treatments promoted as breakthroughs. Even hallucinogens such as LSD and ecstasy are now being tested for future psychiatric prescription.
Psychiatry has a wonderful history of coming up with one label after another, all to cover up their own inadequacies and their own inability to get a product, which means to cure somebody or to truly honestly help somebody. So their solution is always, let's come up with another syndrome that that person has. It's one alphabet soup label after another.
And just when the public starts catching on to that the experts may be telling us a story, we move on to the next realm of drugs.
Psychiatry has become basically pharmaceutical management in America. That's what psychiatrists do. If you went to a surgeon, you would expect to get cut. If you go to psychiatrists, you expect to get medicated. That's what psychiatrists do.
A century and a half later, two questions remain. Where is the science that backs psychiatry up? And how long will the public continue to be fooled by false hopes, hype, and outright lies?
BulShiT.
Psychiatrists have long desired to be viewed on a par with medical professionals. But whereas regular physicians have diagnostic tests to prove or disprove illness, psychiatrists do not.
There is no objective testing in psychiatry. There is no blood test. There is no urine test. There is no biopsy. There's nothing that objectively proves that there's anything physiologically or biochemically wrong that's creating your symptoms?
The cancer, you can do a screening and it's there or not. You can look at the cells and you can tell if it's there. Different diseases, you can look at it and you can see it under a microscope, or you can see it in an MRI, or you can see it in a CAT scan. With mental health, you can't see it. You can't be diagnosed in a medical procedure. It's all subjective.
So the question becomes, without any scientific lab tests showing the presence or absence of mental problems, how does psychiatry's diagnostic system work? And how did it become so prevalent? Psychiatry's search for scientific grounding has been going on for well over a century. In the late 19th century, German psychiatrist Emil Kraepelin was the first to attempt to classify mental problems as medical disease states. Though he devoted his life attempting to prove that these problems came exclusively from biological and hereditary sources, he never could, finally concluding it was nearly impossible to scientifically distinguish the normal from the insane. In spite of Kraepelin's findings, psychiatrists persisted, with many efforts at classification throughout the years, resulting in the first edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, published by the American Psychiatric Association in 1952. A small spiral-bound 130-page handbook, DSM-1 described 112 so-called mental disorders, based not on standard scientific procedure, but contributions from a write-in ballot mailed to 10% of the APA's member psychiatrists. With the release of its second edition in 1968, the DSM had now grown to 145 disorders. Still not based on any science, though packed with theories on the origins of its illnesses. But with the sudden surge in popularity of psychiatric drugs such as Miltown and Valium among the general public, the psychiatric community realized that a biological explanation to justify prescribing them had to be found. And they found it in a paper written by psychiatrist Dr. Joseph Schildkraut. Though he had no means of discovering what normal brain chemistry should consist of, Schildkraut theorized that mental problems might be caused by a biochemical imbalance of neurotransmitters in the brain.
It's a great line, the chemical imbalance. There's no evidence for it. There is no way you can measure or document that such a thing occurs in the first place.
There are no lab tests to see what your neurotransmitter levels are or how much you need and how off your balance is.
Chemical imbalance sounds good, sounds scientific, but where's as we know, there isn't any way to measure what the balance is.
There is no identifiable chemical imbalance in the human brain other than the chemical imbalance that comes from putting a medication in the brain. And so we've been sold that there's a chemical imbalance, but there's no science to back that up.
Though Schildkraut was never able to prove his chemical imbalance theory, it was too late. The psychiatric community had already adopted the theory as a plausible-sounding medical explanation for the mental disorders listed in the DSM. But without a test confirming a chemical imbalance, psychiatrists were still bedeviled by a severe inconsistency of diagnosis.
Hello, you're through to Meriwether Security Consulting. What can I do for you? Your Meriwether Air Team is on its way.
Was driven home in 1972 in the famous Rosenhan experiment, where a total of 8 perfectly healthy volunteers each presented themselves at a mental institution, claiming to hear voices in their head that only said the words, "We got you covered," empty, hollow, or thud. No other psychiatric symptoms were stated. The result, each of the volunteers, including Dr. David Rosenhan himself, was immediately committed into the institution.
The moment we were admitted to the hospital, we abandoned our symptoms, and we behaved the way we usually behave. The question was, would anyone detect that we were sane? The answer was, no. No one ever did.
All but one was diagnosed as schizophrenic. They were only discharged after admitting they were indeed mentally ill and in remission. After learning of the experiment, the psychiatric community was furious. One hospital challenged Rosenhan to send in more volunteers, promising to catch every one of the fake patients. 3 months later, they proudly announced that of 193 patients presenting themselves, they had turned away over 41 who were pretending mental illness and considered another 42 suspect. The problem was Dr. Rosenhan hadn't sent in a single person. 70 years later, Emil Kreplin's conclusion that psychiatry could not distinguish sanity from insanity had once again been proven correct. In his study, Rosenhan concluded, any diagnostic process that lends itself too readily to massive errors of this sort cannot be a very reliable one. It wasn't just the embarrassment of the Rosenhan experiment that caused psychiatry's leadership to take a new approach to diagnosis. With the rapid expansion in the psychotropic drug business, psychiatry underwent a seismic shift in the way it promoted mental illness. And the third edition of the DSM, spearheaded by psychiatrist Dr. Robert Spitzer, took a decidedly brain-based biological approach. Unlike its predecessors, the proposed DSM-3 assumed that mental problems derived from physical abnormalities of the brain. And instead of describing possible psychological causes for mental distress, DSM-3 would simply provide clinicians with checklists of symptoms. However, these descriptions were broad enough to apply. Psychiatrist David Schaffler, who attended the DSM-3 conference, observed,
people would shout out their opinions from all sides of the room, and whoever shouted loudest tended to be heard. My own impression is, coming straight from England, was it was more like a tobacco auction